Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 468 based on novel. So let's start. The moment this gap was opened, the 90,000 cultivators revealed murderous gazes and roared like crazy. Slaughter your way into the inner realm. Let the ants of the inner realm tremble and bow to us. Slaughter your way into the sealed realm and rob everything. Master Enlighten East revealed a cruel gaze and stepped toward the gap in the formation. Esteemed Nan Zhao licked his lips and stepped forward. There was also the ancestor of the Fire Sparrow clan. Killing intent flashed in his eyes as he rushed forward. The 90,000 cultivators charged toward the gap in the formation like crazy. It was very difficult to describe this scene. The outer realm cultivators were like a flood, and the realm ceiling formation was like a dam. Now the dam had a hole, and the flood was rushing through. Killing intent filled the stars. In a flash, tens of thousands of cultivators stepped into the gap and entered the inner realm that made them mad. They saw the inner realm. They saw Wang Lin, who was coldly staring at them. Wang Lin's expression remained neutral and he didn't immediately act. The collapse of the realm ceiling formation made him feel like something was wrong, as if something was being hidden. He didn't move and only stared coldly at these locust-like outer realm cultivators. He was waiting to confirm his speculation. Just at this moment, a shocking change occurred. A jade appeared on the realm ceiling formation that had been ripped open. This jade gave off an aura that Wang Lin was very familiar with, and it could only belong to one person. The Lord of the Sealed Realm. The moment the jade appeared, a heaven-splitting axe appeared. The axe appeared very suddenly, exactly when half of the 90,000 cultivators had rushed in. The moment the axe appeared, it mercilessly slashed down on the outer realm cultivators. A violent rumble spread like crazy. As the axe slashed down, all the cultivators in its path screamed miserably. They couldn't dodge at all, and when the axe touched them, their bodies exploded and their origin souls were extinguished. No cultivator could resist for even a moment as the axe pierced through them. Only their miserable cries lingered. The axe swept down and about 5,000 cultivators died. Seeing the axe rising and preparing to slash down again, the expressions of Master Enlighten East, the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor, and esteemed Nan Zhao changed greatly and they all rushed toward the axe without hesitation. Rush into the inner realm faster, rush in at full force. We will block this heaven-splitting axe while all of you rush in. The giant, black palace outside the formation suddenly opened and a thin old man walked out. His body was like a skeleton, and he took a step forward. He instantly closed in and was about to stop the heaven-splitting axe. However, at this moment, the jade gave off a flash and a gentle light surrounded his old man. The old man's expression changed. He had already noticed that the aura of the jade felt familiar. Now that it was upon him, his mind trembled. Lord of the Sealed Realm, you old ghost. You have actually fused yourself with the formation. Just as all of this happened, killing intent appeared in Wang Lin's eyes. He had waited to confirm his speculation. Perhaps back then, the Lord of the Sealed Realm was waiting for this moment. He no longer hesitated and stepped forward. As the red-eyed cultivators charged forward, Wang Lin waved his hand and 10 million rays of sword energy shot out. Behind the 10 million rays of sword energy were countless restrictions. He began a battle of one against tens of thousands. Esteemed Ling Dong and Zhu Jin had to attack under Wang Lin's command. They shot toward Master Enlighten East and company, who were attempting to stop the heaven-splitting axe. Wang Lin stepped forward and the 9-colored firestorm in his left eye flew out. Ethereal fire spread out. The emotions of the outer realm cultivators raged in his fire. These were all emotions that could ignite ethereal fire. Ethereal fire, burn. As Wang Lin said this, the thunder tattoo in his right eye flashed and thunder rumbled. The thunder tattoo flew out and expanded endlessly among the stars. The 9 accompanying thunders released endless lightning bolts that descended upon the outer realm cultivators. Kill, 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 kill. Miserable screams echoed across the cloud sea. Out of the tens of thousands of cultivators, nearly 1,000 of them were turned into balls of fire by the ethereal fire. They screamed miserably and were about to retreat. However, just at this moment, there was a flash of bloodlight and the blood sword appeared from where it was hiding. 1,000 burning heads were cut off, and even their blood disappeared under the burning ethereal fire. One move to kill 1,000 people. Wang Lin was a fierce tiger guarding his home, and he charged out. The thunder tattoo was above him, and lightning descended like divine retribution at the cultivators below. Miserable screams echoed. However, this kind of slaughter wasn't enough to force these tens of thousands of cultivators from the outer realm to retreat. Instead, it made them even more ferocious. At this moment, these crazed, burning cultivators knew that they would die, so they chose to self-destruct. Thunderous rumbles echoed. As they exploded, a destructive force spread out. If Wang Lin didn't have the body of an ancient god, he would have been forced to retreat amidst this messy battle. He is Wang Lin. Kill him and you can enter the ancient star system ranking. Kill him. He is only one person, yet he dares to block the army of our outer realm. Die, 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 die. The tens of thousands of cultivators charged forward with crazed, bloodshot eyes. Wang Lin slaughtered his way into them. Everyone around him was an enemy, and endless treasures bombarded his body. The light and shadow shield lasted for only a moment before it collapsed. However, his ancient god body was very strong. Although the light and shadow shield had collapsed, he wasn't afraid at all. His fingers moved forward and pointed at a cultivator. He exploded and died. Kill, kill, kill. Wang Lin's eyes were bloodshot from the slaughter. The nearby cultivators all began to burn. Although they had exploded, but their ethereal fire flew out and circled Wang Lin. Amidst this slaughter, Wang Lin had forgotten how many people he had killed. Many injuries appeared on his body, but these injuries were rapidly healing. The heaven-splitting axe suddenly landed. Nearly 5,000 cultivators were shredded and died miserably. Ling Dong, Zhu Jin, the two of you dare to stop us? You two are cultivators of the outer realm, could it be you two want to be traitors? Master Enlighten East waved his sleeves and unexpectedly fended off both Ling Dong and Zhu Jin. Not only that, he also had enough power to spare to try to stop the heaven-splitting axe from falling again. Zhu Jin silently pondered and revealed a complicated expression, but he still attacked without hesitation. Ling Dong was numb. The other party's words weren't able to cause any hint of fluctuation in his mind. Grandmaster Yun Lu had stepped into the formation. When she saw Wang Lin, fear filled her eyes. She raised her jade-like hand and screamed, "Kill Wang Lin!" The Fire Sparrow clan ancestor suddenly turned around with a fierce expression. He actually ignored the heaven-splitting axe and shot toward Wang Lin. There was also esteemed Nan Zhao. His eyes lit up as he grinned and charged at Wang Lin with the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor. At the same time, the thin man that was trapped by the jade from the Lord of the Sealed Realm spread out his divine sense and began a frenzied attack. Thunderous rumbles echoed and no victor could be decided for a short period of time. This war had reached its peak at the start. Due to the presence of the Lord of the Sealed Realm, the balance was tilted toward the inner realm. However, this war showed no signs of ending. In the ancient star system, more than 10 clans had already finished preparing long ago. At this moment, the command was given and they were teleported through a transfer array to the gap in the realm ceiling formation. There were 80,000 people among these 10 tribes, and there were 2 third-step cultivators among them. The two of them charged at the opening. The ancestor of the Fire Sparrow and esteemed Nan Zhao closed in. If it was just 2 people at the cultivation level of the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor, Wang Lin could delay them. However, esteemed Nan Zhao was at the Spirit Void stage. Just him alone was enough to kill Wang Lin. Not to mention he had poison spells as famous as Great Desolations. The Fire Sparrow clan ancestor was filled with killing intent, and he waved his right hand. The Fire Sparrow mark between his eyebrows flashed and a giant, black firebird rushed out. It contained a hint of ethereal fire as it charged forward. This firebird contained endless joss flames and emitted an extremely hot aura. Even space itself seemed to be baked by it. The bird instantly closed in on Wang Lin. Esteemed Nan Zhao's eyes lit up. He didn't use any spells, he just lifted his right hand. His pale hand instantly became black. It was filled with an unimaginable poison. He revealed a cruel smile as he stepped forward and crossed a large distance. He charged through the firebird and smashed his right hand down toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin suddenly turned around. His pupils shrank and he quickly retreated while raising his right hand. Just at this moment, in the cloud sea in the distance, the world distorted. Master Hongshan and Master South Cloud walked out. They released killing intent and quickly closed in. Faint roars came from the stars behind them. Glory to the cloud sea! Glory to the cloud sea! Glory to the cloud sea! Tens of thousands of cultivators rushed forward. The cultivators of the cloud sea arrived. Tens of thousands of cultivators, countless rays of red light. Mortals couldn't see this, only the cultivators that were participating in this battle could, and it was an unforgettable scene. Some mortals might be lucky to see a meteor shower in their 100 years of life. However, at this moment, the cultivators of the cloud sea were 100 times more spectacular than a meteor storm as they rushed over. It was impossible to see the face of each cultivator, but one could feel their determination to die and their will to protect the cloud sea. At this moment, the unbreakable heavenly mountain was before them, and it would have to retreat and tremble. Glory to the cloud sea! At this moment, these 5 words became alive. This became an aura of the cloud sea. It was tragic but blood-boiling. No one could remain unaffected by this aura. Even if they were evil and vile, if there was a trace of sentiment toward their hometown, this sentiment would be amplified indefinitely and their blood would boil. Master Hongshan arrived in his red robe, his expression solemn. Although the golden storm from Daoist water had been devoured by the nether beast, preventing the realm sealing formation from being destroyed, his mentality had changed at that moment. The war had already begun in his mind, and he had been prepared to fight to the death ever since. Although the battle against the outer realm had suddenly begun, Master Hongshan wasn't scared at all. He walked forward with a smile. There was an unspeakable haughtiness and majesty in his laughter. It contained the fearless aura of a third-step cultivator. There was also Master South Cloud. This person was very mysterious, and Wang Lin didn't know much about him. However, at this moment, his eyes were cold and he quickly arrived with Master Hongshan. All of this happened in an instant. The moment the Cloud Sea cultivators arrived, Wang Lin was facing a great crisis. This danger didn't come from the Fire Sparrow clan ancestor, but from esteemed Nan Zhao, who was at the Spirit Void stage. The gaps between the 4 Void realms were great. Not only could a Spirit Void cultivator use more Joss Flames, they could use the Joss Flames to form their own spirit. In truth, the power of Joss Flames was also called Nirvana power in the first Void realm. Nirvana power, the power of Nirvana, was endless and thus formed endless Joss Flames. Nirvana Void Cultivator controlled the Nirvana power inside Joss Flames to use various heaven-shaking spells. Spirit Void. This stage was an evolution of the soul. Anyone who reached the Spirit Void stage would undergo a change where their soul would fuse with their origin soul. Their origin soul could no longer be called an origin soul, it would become a spirit soul. Similarly, the Joss Flame realm would fuse with their soul, becoming one with them. Of course, there were some cultivators, like Miao Yin, that didn't do this due to special reasons. This was why Wang Lin and Great Desolation had the great fortune of robbing a portion of his Joss Flames. As a result, in the bodies of Spirit Void cultivators, the Nirvana power would transform into a spiritual force. This spiritual force was very different from the spiritual energy of first-step cultivators. It involved converting the Joss Flames into Nirvana power, then fusing it with their will, and finally changing their origin soul into their own world. The Joss Flame souls would become the residents of this world, and they would give birth to this spiritual force. That is to say, each Spirit Void cultivator was like a world. They were each their own separate worlds. A blow from a Spirit Void cultivator, even one at the early stage, was not something a Nirvana Void cultivator could handle. Although esteemed Nan Zhao's blow seemed simple, It contained his spiritual force. One palm was like a world smashing down on you. At this moment, esteemed Nan Zhao seemed to disappear from Wang Lin's eyes. Everything, including the formation and all the cultivators, seemed to disappear without a trace. It was as if he had been forcibly pulled into an illusion, into a world he had never seen before. Space itself was gone and there wasn't a trace of anything. The sky here was black and the earth was also black. A stench filled this area, and he saw endless people in black sitting on the earth. At a glance, these people were endless. 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion, 10 billion. This world was boundless, and the amount of people in black was shocking. These were esteemed Nan Zhao's Joss Flame souls, and this place was esteemed Nan Zhao's Joss Flame realm. The attack of a Spirit Void cultivator could take their target into their Joss Flame realm. The Joss Flame realm was fused with the Spirit Void cultivator's soul, and this was where Joss Flames were created. Wang Lin was shocked. After all, he didn't know much about third-step cultivators, especially the Spirit Void stage. Not even Ling Dong or Zhu Jin knew much about this. Unless one personally experienced it, no one could explain it. Wang Lin even felt a hint of contempt for Spirit Void cultivators in his heart. After all, in the outer realm, he had met Tao Master Blue Dream and battled the Sovereign. He had even worked together with great desolation. However, at this moment, that hint of contempt disappeared without a trace. Wang Lin understood. He was now inside esteemed Nan Zhao's Joss Flame realm. The world rumbled and a giant palm appeared in the sky. This palm was also black and gave off a stench. As the sky rumbled, the entire sky became the palm and smashed down on Wang Lin. The earth trembled and buzzing sounds echoed. The countless people in black muttered toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin didn't know what they were saying, but this sound caused a hint of irritation in his heart. Saying this was all an illusion was both right and wrong. What was right was that the cultivators from the outer realm still existed and were rushing in. The cultivators of the Cloud Sea were also rushing over. Wang Lin's body didn't disappear, he was still floating there. However, the sharpness in his eyes was replaced with a void. Before him, the black firebird was closing in along with esteemed Nan Zhao's palm. The palm became larger and larger in Wang Lin's hollow pupils, until it was about to replace everything in his eyes and charge to the spot between his eyebrows. What was wrong was that everything felt too real to Wang Lin. In esteemed Nan Zhao's Joss Flame realm, he saw the palm that filled the whole sky descending upon him. All of this happened in an instant. It was impossible to dodge or avoid. The endless buzzing from the people in black caused Wang Lin to become restless. He also had the urge to sit down and chant with them. This impulse became stronger and instantly reached a peak. This caused Wang Lin's eyes to become bloodshot and the veins on his face to swell. At this moment, the palm was getting closer and closer, pushing a powerful pressure down on Wang Lin's body. It caused his white hair to flutter backward. It was less than 10,000 feet away. I am an ancient god, I am Tao. Wang Lin's head jerked up and he waved his right hand. The ancient god gauntlet appeared. At this moment of crisis, Wang Lin chose to use this life-saving spell without hesitation. As the thunderous rumbles echoed, a giant ancient god appeared before Wang Lin and used its back to block the palm that was like the sky collapsing. The sky collapsed and the palm descended. The black palm landed on the ancient god's back. A thunderous rumble echoed like crazy when the black palm landed on the ancient god's back. The back collapsed but no flesh or blood scattered. The ancient god's back continued to sink as if not even it could withstand it. How can I worship someone like you? Wang Lin roared with a fierce expression on his face. The ancient god holding him suddenly turned around and threw a punch. Another thunderous rumble echoed when the ancient god's fist collided with the black palm. A powerful shockwave spread and the black palm was knocked back 100,000 feet. The ancient god seemed to let out a sigh and gradually dissipated. It turned back into a gauntlet on Wang Lin's right arm. There was a cracking sound and several more cracks appeared on the gauntlet. When the ancient god punch knocked the dark palm away, Wang Lin charged forward. He formed a fist and threw a punch as well. The phantom head appeared and fused with this punch. Break for me. Wang Lin's body seemed to fuse with this punch. There was a flash of lightning and burning fire as he shot forward like a meteor. He collided with the dark palm once more. Thunderous rumbles echoed, and the black palm trembled. Wang Lin's body pierced through the center of the palm. Wang Lin's hollow eyes instantly recovered as if he had awakened. In truth, it had only been an instant. After he recovered, his face turned pale and he coughed out blood as he quickly retreated. Esteemed Nan Zhao's right hand trembled when it was less than 30 feet from Wang Lin. At this moment, blood came out of the center of his palm as if he had been hurt by something invisible. His eyes were filled with shock and his body was hit by a powerful force. He could no longer chase, and retreated a few steps away from the black firebird. What a powerful body! Esteemed Nan Zhao's expression was gloomy. He understood why this Wang Lin was ranked first in the must-kill list. He hasn't even reached the third step, yet he could escape and fight back against my palm. If he reaches the third step, he will be extremely terrifying. This child can't be allowed to survive. Spirit Void. Spirit Void. Wang Lin retreated with a pale face. Although everything looked ordinary, it was extremely scary. Wang Lin felt the terror of a Spirit Void cultivator for the first time. There were far fewer Spirit Void cultivators than Nirvana Void cultivators, and their status was a lot higher. While retreating, Wang Lin coughed out several more mouthfuls of blood. He collided with an old man from the outer realm. Before the old man could even scream, a powerful force rushed into his body and his body collapsed. However, before his flesh and blood could scatter, it was condensed into a wisp of vitality that was absorbed by Wang Lin. Even his origin soul wasn't able to escape and was absorbed by Wang Lin. All of this happened in an instant. Wang Lin didn't stop retreating, he immediately charged into the outer realm cultivators. Thunderous rumbles echoed as Wang Lin retreated in a straight line through these outer realm cultivators. Anyone who was touched by him quickly died. There was a flash of killing intent in esteemed Nan Zhao's eyes and he was about to chase. However, he heard a cold snort and then Master Hongshan arrived. Esteemed Nan Zhao felt his vision blur and get replaced with red. His expression changed greatly and instantly retreated, no longer paying attention to Wang Lin. This old man hasn't killed for tens of thousands of years, so you all might have forgotten where this old man got his Dao's name from. Master Hongshan waved his hand and endless red light appeared. These red lights didn't come from the distance but from the bodies the outer realm cultivators. It was as if their blood was shining through their bodies. The blood light pierced through the bodies of several cultivators, making it seem as if they were wearing bright red shirts. A blood-red shirt even appeared on esteemed Nan Zhao's body. These shirts were not shirts. But it was still shocking. Thunderous rumbles echoed. The instant the red shirts appeared, miserable screams echoed. The blood inside these 1,000 cultivators was all forced out of their bodies due to a strange force. The blood was squeezed out from every pore on their bodies. Their miserable screams were filled with endless pain. Now these 1,000 cultivators were really wearing red shirts. The moment the red shirts formed, they immediately shrank. As their miserable screams echoed, these 1,000 cultivators quickly turned into mummies and died. Their origin souls were imprisoned inside their bodies and were unable to escape. When their bodies died, death energy rushed into their origin souls, making them like the living dead. If this was it, it wouldn't show off Master Hongshan's methods. He waved his hand and the eyes of these dried-up corpses wearing the red shirts gave off monstrous blood lights. As if they were being controlled, they charged into the outer realm cultivators and began a slaughter. Give me back my blood. I want blood, I want blood. Give me your blood, my body is very painful, my body is very dry. I want blood. Strange roars came from these cultivators. They wanted blood. After losing their blood, the pain they felt was not something others could understand. Esteemed Nan Zhao also had a blood shirt around his body. He spat out a mouthful of spiritual force and his face became pale. His expression changed greatly, then his body trembled and collapsed. The moment his body collapsed, his origin soul, and his eyes were filled with endless fear and panic. He faintly remembered a legend that had spread in the outer realm tens of thousands of years ago. A terrifying rumor about the Second Sealed Realm War. The rumor was only talking about one person. Bloodshirt child. You're the Bloodshirt child. There was a flash of coldness in Master Hongshan's eyes as he charged at esteemed Nan Zhao. He was going to kill. At this moment, among the second wave of Outer Realm cultivators, the expressions of the two third-step cultivators changed greatly. They clenched their teeth and charged at Master Hongshan. Master Enlighten East also recognized that person from the terrifying rumors, and his expression changed greatly. He stopped paying attention to Zhu Lin, Ling Dong, and the heaven-splitting axe and charged at Master Hongshan. 3 third-step cultivators. There was a hint of fierceness in esteemed Nan Zhao's face as he retreated, and he waved his hand. He took out another body and entered it. He then waved his hand and 3 fist-sized balls of poison appeared. They shot toward Master Hongshan. For third-step cultivators. The Fire Sparrow clan ancestor clenched his teeth and turned his attention away from Wang Lin. He also charged toward Master Hongshan. 5 third-step cultivators to battle Master Hongshan. Master South Cloud wasn't paying attention to Master Hongshan or the countless Outer Realm cultivators. He was charging at the Realm Sealing Formation. His task was very difficult. He needed to repair the gap in the Realm Sealing Formation. The inner realm is not ready, it needs some more time. The Realm Sealing Formation can't be opened. Master South Cloud felt anxious as he closed in on the formation. He immediately saw Ling Dong and Zhu Jin. Wang Lin, lend these 2 to this old man. Master South Cloud's hoarse voice echoed across the stars. Wang Lin immediately sent out a message while he retreated and healed. Ling Dong and Zhu Jin immediately flew toward Master South Cloud and clasped their hands. The 2 of you, protect this old man. Master South Cloud didn't speak much, and after giving out an order, he stepped toward the Realm Sealing Formation. His hands quickly formed seals and large amounts of restrictions flew toward the Realm Sealing Formation. Grandmaster Yun Luo was in the Outer Realm surrounded by more than 100,000 cultivators. Her pupils shrank. She didn't expect that due to the accident with the Realm Sealing Formation, they would suffer such heavy casualties the moment they entered. The heaven-splitting axe was the biggest issue. Now that there was no one stopping it, it was chopping through the cultivators. It could clearly be seen from a distance, and every time it chopped down, 5,000 cultivators would die miserably. Grandmaster Yun Luo raised her hand. She pointed at the axe and softly said, "In such a short period of time, my outer realm has sacrificed nearly 20,000 cultivators. Heaven Punishment Palace, Sword Clan, Soul-Breaking Strike, stop that axe." As her voice echoed, the cultivators in black around the Heaven Punishment Palace all looked up. They charged toward the heaven-splitting axe without hesitation. As the axe fell once more, these nearly 1,000 cultivators silently appeared. They all made the same movement and a black, phantom sword seemed to appear and they swept forward. 1,000 rays of sword energy gathered and shot toward the axe. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the axe paused for a moment. The sword energy collapsed and the 1,000 cultivators coughed out blood. However, they didn't stop there. They waved their left hands. Their blood fused with their swords and they shot out the rays of sword energy stained in blood. Grandmaster Yun Luo's eyes lit up as she looked at Wang Lin in the distance. Her jade-like hand formed a seal and pointed at Wang Lin. 3 elders of the Sealing Extermination Clan, please take care of this child. No matter what the cost, seal or kill him. After Grandmaster Yun Luo spoke, 3 ghostly lights appeared behind her and turned into 3 figures in purple robes. These people in purple were like the sovereign, their appearances were shrouded by their robes. Without saying a word, they charged at Wang Lin. It was at this moment, the cultivators of the Cloud Sea arrived. The tens of thousands of cultivators began a brutal battle against the invading cultivators. The war was extremely fierce the moment it started. Crazed roars echoed, crazed slaughter was set off, and blood auras spread out like crazy. A Cloud Sea had just killed an Outer Realm cultivator, but before he could look up, a sword penetrated his body. An Outer Realm cultivator then came from behind and grabbed the sword to head to the next target. Glory to the Cloud Sea, the dying Cloud Sea cultivator struggled to turn to look at his homeland once more. However, his vision blurred and he let out a miserable smile before he chose to self-destruct. If he was going to die, he was going to die with a bang. A thunderous rumble echoed when the Cloud Sea cultivator exploded into a destructive aura that spread in all directions. Even further away, a middle-aged man from the Cloud Sea was covered in wounds. Lots of blood was flowing out of his body. There were also 4 flying swords stabbed into him, causing a wide range of collapse. However, he charged forward while laughing as if he didn't know pain. He locked onto the Outer Realm cultivator, and when he closed in, his body exploded, forming a powerful shockwave so he could die along with the Outer Realm cultivator. Further away, an Outer Realm cultivator at the 3rd Heaven's Blight was moving around like lightning. Often, large amounts of Cloud Sea cultivators would die whenever he passed by. During this chaotic battle, it seemed like no one could stop him. He appeared before a Cloud Sea cultivator and his hand pierced into this cultivator's chest. He took out the cultivator's heart and revealed a cruel smile. He crushed the heart in his hand, and just as he was about to leave, he frowned. The Cloud Sea cultivator that had his heart crushed and origin soul shattered had used the last ounce of power in his body to grab hold of this cultivator. The power of ants. The Outer Realm cultivator sneered and waved his hand. The Cloud Sea cultivator's body collapsed and was thrown away. His head flew out and was thrown into the distance. However, his eyes retained the hatred from when he was alive, staring at the Outer Realm cultivator. He watched the Outer Realm cultivator HET swarmed by a large amount of Cloud Sea cultivators due to his delay. They didn't even try to fight, they all chose to self-destruct. If the self-destruction of 10 cultivators can't kill you, then 100 would. If 100 couldn't kill you, 300 would. As the rumbles of the self-destructions echoed, the destructive force destroyed the Outer Realm cultivator. Even during his death, all he could hear were these 5 soul-shaking words. Glory to the Cloud Sea. The severed head closed his eyes as he flew off and was shattered by the fluctuations of our Outer Realm cultivator's spell. This video will end here.